Alright guys, that's right, Maynard and Funker are here. The Intel Extreme Masters in Gyeonggi for our first semi-final between this guy and he's getting that Roach Warrant. So Roach and Ravager pretty powerful against mech in general, fantastic when it's siege tank time. But in the early game, Cyclones definitely can engage Queens and a small ball of Lings very easily, especially with a new attack animation.
Exactly, so he needs to micro perfectly. He's going to lose the first Reaper to the Queen right there, and he's going to just go away with the 4 Hellions. He doesn't want... Yeah, no, he's going to go for the, natural Hellions, just going for probably a run-by on the third base. He's actually poking right there on those 3 Queens, and there's no Zergling to support. Yeah. Can he get those Queens? I
think he might be a good chance here. The Zerglings out of position. They're coming down now. It's actually not that many Zerglings, Funko. With these Hellions can engage them by themselves, and with the Cyclone helping out, definitely going to be able to win that engagement very easily.
Perfect micro by Innovation, not losing a single unit. Gonna lose a Hellion right there.
The Queens are going down.
Queen. Second Queen is so low, it's gonna go down also. Third Queen right there, but the wraparound with the Zerglings and Roaches. He's gonna lose everything on this one. Maybe saving 1 Hellion to just tell the story back at the Terran base. That's a pretty good situation, and from what I can tell, I think Dark is actually going to put some aggression on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it's a very mobile army, though, that can navigate those corrosive vials. The Lings, though, are going to make things very difficult if they lock these units in place with a big wraparound. As the third CC not landed. The front door open here so that Innovation can actually move his units back and forth, but that's letting the Lings in a little bit. Cyclones reinforcing for the line here. Now the armory's done, they can become Hellbats a lot more effective against the Lings. And in general, a few more hit points here, being able to tank those shots.
Yeah, for now, Innovation defending properly. Ooh. But yeah, keep in mind, that third CC is actually super vulnerable because he has vision up the cliff with that overlord placement, which was really key from Dark. And that bile actually connected with some Hellbats, and that kiting is actually perfect from the Zerg player. And those Zerglings, they're just waiting their time. It's now. They're going to try for the wraparound against Hellbats, but that's not working too well.
Yeah, the Hellbats completely barbecue all of those Lings there, and they go down. They're holding this ramp here at the top, and the Ravagers are getting beaten back. Nice connection there on that bile, though. A few more moves like that, and he'll be able to clean up this army, but Dark still pressuring here with the Ravagers. With a reinforcement of Lings from the south, though. Hellbat's getting a little bit low here. The SCV starting to dwindle for those repairs.
Yeah, it's so close during this fight. Okay, all the Zerglings gonna go down. He's gonna dodge all those biles. Losing only a couple SCVs in the process. Gonna lock down to that overload to just remove a little bit of that vision, but he's still under so much pressure, and that third CC is not getting built. There's no SCVs doing anything towards that third CC.
Pulling some SCVs here to repair that wall. Innovation
into upgrades or anything, so he's going to get the +1 range, which makes a lot of sense when you've got all those Ravagers and Roaches. Tiny fight in the middle of the map, gonna pull back to avoid those corrosive vials. But he needs to get some map control if he wants to put that third CC in place.
The pre-igniter for the Hellions there for the extra light damage.
And I think there's a drop in the main. Those 4 Roaches that we've seen on the right side of the screen are actually dealing a lot of damage in the main. Even getting those armories, he needs to react fast. He doesn't want to lose those upgrades. Those are really key because this game is going to go the long way. And at the same time, pressuring in the front with those corrosive vials, just pushing Innovation to its limits.
Dark's killed 11 SCVs with his attack bunker. Even though he didn't get the armory, he even saved a couple of his units there, and he did a lot of economical damage to Innovation. But Innovation's work account is still not that bad.
No.
62 SCVs is pretty good for 3 CCs gearing up for a 4th.
Okay, those 2 Roaches are going to come back again. That turret is not finished. Can he get it before it's done? No. But those Roaches are going to get a little bit more work done, which is so good, and making Dark in such a great position because he has so much time to build up the Viper count, which is going to be so key with those blinding clouds.
To circumnavigate this mech army would be pretty fantastic. Hold that thought, though. A lot of biles connecting with the mech army of Innovation, but plenty of it still left. The Hellbats leading the charge with these upgraded Cyclones in the back as well, shredding the units of Dark. Siege tanks weren't even a part of that battle, and if they were, it would have looked very, very bad for the Zerg player. But as we see some drop play in the main here,
okay, Cyclones are going to take care of that, but there's going to be 4 more Roaches getting dropped at the same time. Can he lock onto that Overlord before this Overlord is actually dropping those 4 Roaches? It doesn't seem like it. So more multitask coming out from Dark, who's actually at the same time getting a 5th base on the gold. Economy-wise, he's doing super amazing, but that army is so scary. Those Blinding Clouds going to be on point. Oh my gosh, shedding all those Roaches! He lost 20 supply instantly.
Yeah, the new siege tanks, man, are so good. The Zerg army taking a big hit there, but here come the Vipers of Ducks going down on some of the tanks, and the Cyclones, no blinding clouds just yet. It's interesting that he used his energy to abduct instead of Blinding Cloud there, but I guess he felt like he still didn't have enough army to engage that mech army.
Yeah, the way I feel it is actually exactly what you said. You don't want to use Blinding Clouds if you're not willing to take a fight. You just want to grab some units and then maybe pull back a little. It's like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice that 5th base. I don't really need it right now. And I'm going to try to maybe do a wraparound as some roaches burrowed at the other side of the map. It's actually going to intercept some units. He needs to target down those tanks because they deal a lot of damage to roaches, even in no siege mode, in the walking mode, the siege tank mode. He's actually going to lose to both those tanks and for only 4 or 5 roaches. This is actually super, super good for Dark.
A very nice trade, but the majority of the army is here, and he needs to deal with that. These Vipers are juiced up and good to go for some Blinding Clouds if he has the units to do so. There's a big spread of mech units here. There's a Blinding Cloud at the back of the southern line of tanks. Still more tanks where that came from, though. Dark's army is starting to close in here on these tanks, which are completely blinded. The 2 Cyclones in the back, the only ones that can get in range to shoot here, and the tanks will get cleaned up.
And Dark will hold easily with some amazing, amazing Blinding Clouds. At the beginning of the fight, I was like, Innovation is actually making so many great moves, unsieging some tanks that were too close from each other to avoid those Blinding Clouds. But Dark patiently waited for a great engagement. It is now not backing out. He wants to get that 4th base. He wants to put Innovation out of this first game.
The balls on this kid. His army's getting a little bit low, though. He is trading pretty well with Innovation right now. Reinforcement of mech units coming down the ramp, but they can't actually stop the Zerg units from getting towards this 4th. It is a planetary, though. And he holds the ramp for now. Some of the hurt units being turned into Ravagers here. 11 Ravagers on the way with 3.
Maybe help him to shell on that planetary fortress. Actually, he's not even interested in that 4th base. He wants to go for the throat. He wants to go for production. 2 tanks getting grabbed. The 3rd one comes in, and there's just too much Zergs, Maynard.
Way too much Zerg fucker. He's going for the jugular. Tearing Innovations through it off for game number 1. GG! Dark with game number 1. You know what, Funker? You can do this one. Off you go, mate.
All right. In the top of Vanny Research Station. The wrong position, I think, but realized it instantly, so canceled it to avoid just, losing minerals every minute. That's actually a pretty big mistake that he could have done.
Yeah,
so
that's
good on him to actually realize it before it was too late. So double Hellion and double Cyclone production.
Armory a little bit earlier as well this game. You got to get those upgrades a lot quicker and be able to turn those into Hellbats really quick as well. The 3rd hatchery is at the front here, right next to the main. The main very, very difficult to get into, especially against a player like Dark.
It's funny when you see those aliens, they could actually run to the main, go YOLO and actually try to get some drones, but he wants to power up that push towards the 3rd base, and I like that tiny transition from Innovation. Is actually taking a fight right now to that first Roaches, great transfusion and then transforming it into a Ravager cocoon. That micro from Dark already is off the roof, but it's going to be still really, really hard to defend that push.
That's right, a low hit point unit when turned into a Ravager does get its hit points back, and it is back in fighting form here. The Cyclones joining the fray and doing a very good job against Dark's army, actually. Starting to straight out these Roaches, and the Ravagers are all that's left without these Roaches coming in from the main. They are full hit points now, fresh out of the egg.
Okay, Innovation's probably not going to be able to break it, but all those 3 Roaches in the red health pushes Dark to go back to his main and just, gather up a little bit his forces to go back towards that 3rd base. Probably Innovation not going to be able to break this and maybe losing another Cyclone. No, it's going to be okay. But Dark defending pretty well this time. Once again, just losing Queens, nothing more. Well, 2 Ravagers, to be honest. Push towards that 3rd base. And actually, that command center is getting built on the low ground. So he could get a cancel if he was to take a perfect fight. But at the moment, just kiting away. Corrosive Bile against Cyclones just going back after dealing a little bit of damage. He's actually pulling SCVs to defend that attack. He's feeling the pressure, man. Yeah, the SCVs are actually battling with the units to try and mess with their shots here instead of repairing the units, and it's just to make sure that the Roaches are shooting them instead of his mech army. The Hellions now turning into Hellbats, getting amongst it here, but losing 8 SCVs in that attack. Dark just needs to leave and be happy with it. Machine using his mech army heading across here towards that 4th location of Dark. He knows the timings, he knows it's going down, and he wants to cancel it and force a kill here on this hatchery. The army of Innovation is getting a little bit low. Nice micro from Innovation, though, being able to dodge these vials. Whoa, great
like
concave.
One connecting there.
Great concave and great micro. He's actually going to get the 4th hatch. That was a kill, Maynard.
That's right. 300 minerals in the drain there for Dark, denying that 4th hatchery.
Innovation's position is
yeah, he looks very prepared.
Well defended.
Yeah, a couple turrets going to maybe even deflect this attack from Dark. No, Dark does unload anyway, and the Cyclones are going to easily be able to clean this up.
Easy defense, perfect by Innovation. And this is looking like a great 2-1
have a
timing.
hive?
I guess it's time for me to just cross the map and probably kill you.
Look at all these mech units. Such a powerful army from Innovation. 20 supply above on the Roach Ravager Hydra army here on Dark. He's taking a lot of shots here on the high ground. Innovation does take the high ground, but the Biles are connecting. The Roaches and the Hydras doing great damage to the mech army Innovation. The tanks remain unsieged at the back here, but their unsieged DPS is still quite good.
Yeah, the mission destroyed by the huge damage output of those new tanks. Mass Hydral is taking the fight at the moment and getting some Cyclones and a lot of damage done.
That's right, some tanks unsieged, a few of them sieged in a lovely spot at the back here, just so Innovation can kite back to their siege range. Such a powerful, heavy-hitting, anti-armored splash damage unit, and Innovation is starting to close in on this fourth hatchery.
Oh yeah, he's so close at the moment. He can actually taste the fourth hatchery. He's gonna be able, with those 3 tanks, to actually shoot at it. So now the pressure is totally real. He has the range to get all those roaches getting obliterated on the right side. And Dark is falling down on supply. This is not looking good for the Zerg player.
The reinforcement of roaches evaporated to those tanks that were in range for Innovation, and this fourth hatchery is in so much trouble. Dark is in so much trouble. The Vipers not even in the field here. Hive's done, and Dark can't afford to make them right now. He has to make units.
Oh, he has to make units, but I don't know if they're gonna be there in time. Those Hydralins, they're gonna pop from those eggs, but they're gonna get destroyed, burnt instantly by those Hellbats and Cyclones. Even the eggs getting destroyed before even hatching. And Innovation, no problem whatsoever, is gonna unsiege and getting closer to that third base. Oh, Dark is in a lot of trouble.
He is indeed. He's got 4 base Terran against 3 base Zerg. The third base has to be evacuated. The drone's being pulled here. Dark is in so much trouble. Innovation moments away from tying the series here, barring a massive mistake here from this player. Just 14 roaches on the way here for Dark. Will it be able to make the difference? Dark pulling everything he's got. One last try here in game number 2 against Innovation. Not even needing to siege the majority of his army here. Innovation shreds the Zerg army.
There's just too much. Innovation is gonna go 1-1 in this series. And Maynard, I'm feeling a prophecy right there.
Oh, it's a prophecy.
This
coming.
is looking like a 3-2.
Oh,
GG!
We got ourselves. Oh yeah, let's do it, guys. In the top right of Daybreak, this is Dark.
In the ZVT matchup, in the TVZ matchup rather. So it would be a great, how should I put that?
Try here with some very early roaches.
And Innovation going for the same strategy once again with the double factory. He's gonna need something better than Hellions to fight against those roaches and Ravagers. But
once anymore, so they can be made en masse here. It definitely strengthens mech quite a bit. But Ravagers already at the front door here for Dark, and even just 3 Ravagers at this stage in the game, very, very annoying to deal with here until those Cyclones are out.
Okay, actually pulling SCVs, and that Cyclone maybe came out on the wrong side, but no, he keeps on fighting. Dodge the ball. I spoke too soon because he gets 1 in the face, but maybe can he get those Ravagers? There's one really, really low on the left side. He could also just target down that Overlord, and without any high ground vision, there is nothing that Push can do towards those buildings.
Yeah, he's looking like he wants to set his sights on the units on the ground here for Dark, and he does push him back. The Ravager's definitely way too hurt to continue to engage here, trying to get a very hopeful couple vial connections here. Whoa, oh shit, that was close. It looks like he's going to turn and engage, but just enough there from Innovation to not lose a unit and clean up Dark. They do, and it's about, I think, maybe 4 or 5 roaches here and a couple of Ravagers for Dark that'll need to come down here. He is actually droning right now. There's those Ravagers for Dark. It's actually more Ravagers than I expected here at the third base. But the Cyclones are such a mobile mech unit, they can get in and out of these corrosive vials. It's very hard to connect with the Cyclones here without the Zerglings being able to deny them.
Whoa.
Oh, a Hellion run by in the main here. A couple drones going down.
Oh, this is looking so bad for Dark. He needs to hold on because he doesn't want to lose that third base, but at the same time, he's losing so many drones. Look at the damage output. Can he get a line to get all those drones? No, those Cyclones are down, but that third base is definitely going down.
Yeah, the third base being right-clicked on here by Innovation. It will go down, and these Ravagers don't even need to be engaged anymore. Innovation is in a brilliant spot with a third CC on the way back at home, taking these extra gases, getting ready for the next stage of his plan. On the way, an instant Innovation pit. Well, that would be a scary structure.
Pit.
That's the instant GG building. You drop that thing and you just don't lose from there.
Down.
Oh, barracks goes down.
He needs probably to build it up again, so he wants to, if he wants to build more factories, we will see if that comes into play. So I was mentioning triple tech lab and we see some drones dying. I think there's a Hellion run by on the right side. Yeah, it's gonna come from the Oh, those drones! 6, maybe 8 goes down. No, he's not gonna get that last shot. But triple tank production gonna come in, and as you mentioned, he needs once again he needs those Viper to fight off against those tanks.
Yeah, the lack of this unit pretty much cost him the game on Barney. More damage. The Hellions did get some drone kills there, but being able to be on 70 drones and 4 hatcheries is always pretty comfortable as a third player. We've got 3 Hellions here looking for more drones. It's been whittled down to 2 now. They have Blue Flame, absolutely right. So they are shredding the drones here, getting 5 more, which is a nice little pick up for a couple of Hellions. But the majority of the mech army is here for innovation, but Dark has fueled up his Vipers here, and they are ready for the blinding clouds.
Oh yeah, not a single Viking in the air to fend off those Vipers. So he's gonna go for the grabs once again, like we've seen on Overgrowth, but not getting every single kill.
Yeah.
He grabbed 5 Cyclones, only killed 2. So those tanks are actually gonna go forward and siege up. Oh, amazing, amazing blinding cloud on this one. Those tanks are not fighting, but the Cyclones are actually destroying everything. Oh, Dark getting obliterated here.
Yeah, Dark does have a small force here attacking the 3rd location of innovation, but the main story is his army has disappeared from the map, and he's lost his 4th hatchery at the front. And innovation is starting to get deeper into Dark territory here. Oh, a nice wrap around these tanks. Dark does take a nice engagement there with the Roaches, but not really killing that much of the infrastructure of innovation.
He's gonna get 2 SCVs, 6, 7, 8 SCVs, which is not that much. 8 SCVs, he still has 64. And those factories, they're still producing every single unit
Dark's
in
gonna
the
be on 2 hatches soon.
Dark! Dark made the wrong call on this one, going for the counter-attack. I feel with that amazing gliding cloud that he had, if he had all those 18, 20 roaches that he went for with the counter-attack, he would have been able to probably take...
Oh, he killed his ammo chamber, which had an upgrade on it. That had an upgrade on it, he killed it with the Viper Consume. What is happening here in this game?
And Dark is actually pulling the drones. No. Okay, he's gonna go for the 4th hatchery again. Gonna get some more Abducts, getting 3 tanks on this one. But the army supply is not looking good for his third player. 93 to 73. Well, he's gonna get all the tanks. Can he make it against those Cyclones?
The Cyclones are heavily upgraded. No, he cannot. The Ice once again shredding the army of Dark. GG! And innovation takes a map lead. And he is the underdog. A lot of people would say the underdog.
Well, Zerglings, that's what he likes to do. He has always an answer. He likes safe build. He's never gonna go for something totally unsafe. He will go for something. Okay, Reaper seeing that there is no third hat going on in those 2 Zerglings. If they can get a mule, totally fresh mule, that's a really great pickup. He gets the scout on the factory with the reactor. He even might get a second SCV. He does! Wow,
for two Zerglings, that's about as cost efficient as it gets. That said, I was going to say nearly getting that drone, taking out the 3rd. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Setting himself into Extractor, can cancel and take that 3rd very, very easily here. And with the Queen's position, he can engage this army of innovation.
Alright, those 2 Queens are gonna fend off those Hellions and Reaper, and that drone just waiting for its time to become
just
a
asking the
hatchery.
Queen. He's like, can I do it yet, Mommy? And the Queen's like, yes, it's safe. Come outside.
Properly. He's not an innovative player.
No, I always said that for years. It's funny that he's named that way.
Okay, 4 Zerglings actually going to the mineral line of the natural, because that wall wasn't fully closed in, but he's gonna just lose a couple of seconds of mining on that mule, but not losing anything in terms of actual units, actual workers. So that's still a little bit better.
Than timings here. And here comes the Armory, just seconds away from done here. We'll be seeing a Hellbat push with those Cyclones very shortly. Dark, the King of Run By, is trying one more time with his Lings to see if he can get more SCV kills. The wall is good though for innovation. Vials coming down, actually connected with the Hellbats at the front there. A good start to this engagement for Dark. More reinforcements from the innovation, just now turning into Hellbats, not in the fight for a little while here. The Cyclones doing great damage from the back now with their brand new shiny 6 range units. The transfuses are good for Dark, and he is engaging and trading relatively well here.
Yeah, not losing any Cyclone actually, just losing the Hellion, so not losing any gas costly units. So really great trade for Eno. Get units for his mech army, and tanks by themselves, they don't do so well.
Absolutely. Cyclones have really been a problem for Dark for the last 2 games with engagements. 3 Hellions coming in here, getting a couple drones for free, and then just leaving. Nice little move there from Innovation. The majority of his Cyclone army heading up here and finding some Ravagers. Dark just now finding his army hitting that hotkey and moving them out of harm's way. Because Scan going down here from Innovation. Innovation's been so good at denying creep from Dark in every single game in the series.
Change everything on this fight.
That's right, and all the Ravagers are down here ready for this army with the Roaches as well. And Dark's going to be looking for a big fungal on the Cyclones here. Beautiful fungal from Dark on the ramp here. The Vial's connecting very nicely and softening up the rest of the
and
Cyclones.
He's got a second!
Another one going down, but not enough Ravagers to be able to engage here and finish them off, and Innovation can continue to push. He's out of fungal growth for now.
Yeah, Innovation bleeding without fear. He sees that there's infestors burrowed, pressuring from below, but he doesn't fear anything. He goes for it, gets a couple of Ravagers, gets a couple of Roaches, and actually pulls back. He knows a single Liberator. That's so crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's all about the mech here for Innovation. Some Burrowed Roaches coming up, but they're going to get a couple SCVs here, but looks like they're going to go down for their trouble. Scan going down from Innovation. They do get taken out. Splash damage from the tank, killing one of his own SCVs there, but, you know, Innovation in a pretty good spot with his workers. He's at 70 SCVs. The Vipers here to join the Army of Dark, an extremely scary unit here for the Zerg, but Innovation has been able to deal with it before. Will he be able to deal with it again? Beautiful concave for Innovation. Nice splitting here from his units. Be able to avoid those vials.
Yeah, going down the ramp and trying to fight this army of Dark, but at the same time going for a counterattack and once again getting the grappling hook on those tanks and just, you know, leaving the fight. He doesn't want to fight right now. Just get some free units. Gonna get some reinforcing tanks and some SCVs. This is super cost effective for Dark on this section.
Yeah, for a handful of SCVs and a couple tanks and 4 Roaches, absolutely. A Trader Zerg will make every single day of the week. We got us roof spine Roaches here, getting past the watchtower. Innovation taking it back, taking the tower back.
Keep in mind, he still has those 2 infestors, and they should be full of mana by now.
They would be,
full of energy.
Oh, okay. Third, fourth quarters.
Roaches just here waiting behind the tanks. He's gonna go for the gold, actually, not gonna go for the frontal fight. That scan will reveal that those two infestors are here. But the planetary fortress is already done for Innovation.
Yeah, Innovation's so good, man. As soon as you saw Burrow, he dropped those turrets, but hold that thought. The corrosive vials are starting to connect with a lot of the army of Innovation, and those 5 tanks were completely covered by Blinding Cloud, and Dark is closing the net here with his Zerg army.
This is a terrible fight for Innovation. All those tanks were clumped up, and Blinding Cloud took out all those tanks, and if you look at the supply, the Zerg player can reproduce so many
critical damage to your opponent. Getting this hatchery is nice, but Dark is on 5 hatcheries, and he has so much production. Plenty of units here, plenty of money, and a big concave coming from the north here from Dark. Doesn't even need Blinding Clouds, crushes the tanks of Innovation.
Oh yeah, this is too swarmy. There's just too much units for Dark, and he's gonna save all those maps everywhere on the map. You mentioned the Terran player with the mech army never wants to fight in the middle of the map. He wants to strengthen base, he wants to threaten the creep, everything, technology, and he's fighting so far away from the Zerg player that he's not achieving anything. He's just giving away super expensive units for nothing, and now Dark feels that he can probably finish this game at least at 4th base on the top, and right now Innovation can't even defend it. Those tanks are too far away. He's actually gonna go for the fight, getting Cyclones and tanks one after the other. Nice Blinding Cloud on the turret and those two tanks. Fungal to connect it. Dark is gonna go for it, but does he have enough? I don't think he does.
Well, even if he doesn't hear this reinforcement, certainly going to seal the deal for Dark.
Oh.
The tank spread was nice from Innovation, but it's a game of numbers at this point. Too much from the Zerg player, and we are just moments away from a Game 5. We're going to go all the way the distance here for the first semi-final. GG! And it is going to be a real cracker here. Game number 5 promises to be explosive in literally and figuratively, Funker.
Oh, literally. I cannot contain myself. Maynard, I want to know what's gonna happen in Game 5.
Innovation. And he's the kind of guy that just wants to do that one thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's an old saying in the world. And Innovation.
Where his opening is, and even though Dark scouted him with an overload, he just went back to his base instantly. So you don't have anti-air right now. I'm just gonna go with my overload with the speed upgrade. You can't do anything about it.
Alright, so Queens of Dark bullying back those Hellions. Innovation knows exactly what he's up against here. Oh, actually, it's something a little bit different here from Dark. The Baneling Nest is going down, Funko.
Yeah,
this is actually a very nice map because of the size of it. It lends very well to Ling Bane. Reinforcements here of Innovation will deal with these Lings down here, and actually Innovation got a supply block earlier by killing that Overlord with the Cyclone. Another one about to go down here from that lock-on. And here's the attack from Innovation. The armory is done. Hellbats are here, large and in charge, pushing back the Zerg units away from the third hatchery.
There's nothing to help those queens, and he has to run away at the
He's
moment.
very heavily supply blocked, actually, Conker.
Yeah, he can't build anything. He's going for a drop at the opposite side of the map. Those banelings get amazing connection on the Hellbats, but is it going to be enough, Maynard? I don't know that it will.
The Zerglings actually get shredded by the new Cyclone here. Dark already in a lot of trouble in the early game against Innovation.
Bending drop at the opposite side of the map. He might lose a lot of economy, but that doesn't matter if the Zerg is dying at the opposite side. 8 SCVs are down, but those queens, they need to leave. They're getting demolished. Those Zerglings getting out from the second hatchery, burned down by the Cyclones. This is not going well for Dark. Can he hold?
Oh, it doesn't look like it's done! Dark has given up here! Innovation moments away from getting to the grand finals here of Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi! The Hellbats dealing with all the drones. Dark with nothing left, slumping in his seat. He doesn't have any answers left for Innovation. GG! Innovation will be your first finalist for the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for next videos.